Pizza patience.
Pizza patience.
We said blam, right?
Blam!
Blom.
Blom.
Just to shake it up.
Fuck off. Anyway.
I'm being classy.
Oh, I'm gonna put these on the floor now because I'm done with
This isn't pizza.
You might do a run-in.
I already ate
later.
the pizza.
I mean, we did overbook the shit out of the main event last time.
Oh, good.
Huh.
You were there. You remember?
You were there.
I did it to myself. I was like, I need some reason for Ron to kick out of this move, so Marcus runs in.
I'm just throwing out there that this is not a no DQ match. You will DQ us if you run in and get caught.
What if you run in and strike either of us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you run in and get hit, it's not a DQ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and run in and get wrecked. That's fine.
Correct.
Run in and get stopped by someone else who also is not in the match.
Because remember, a disqualification means I walk out with the title.
So Ron doesn't want a DQ.
No.
The ref like tries to DQ Ron, and Ron is like holding his hand, like not letting him ring for the
You
top
like
of the
won't let
bell.
him point out.
No, I just realized. No, he didn't hit any of us. It was fine. It was fine. He didn't do
Champion's
anything.
advantage.
Yes.
No!
Look at you with your studying.
They actually, for the record,
That's actually what was happening.
and for the record, there's actually, that is a move in Worldwide Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Champion's advantage.
It is right there.
Mm-hmm.
If you are the champion before the
That's
booking
what I
is
meant
revealed,
last
you can do something to win to get disqualified or counted out.
I actually had a so universe mode in 2K17. It was actually like 2K15. They for some reason booked my El Generico creator wrestler as the champion, and with Shawn Michaels as his mentor. And so I had I had every single match. Yeah, same thing now. Every single match, because the universe mode does nothing to prevent this, I would have this the match
Generico's
start.
dead. Is actually the official story. He was
Every
found dead
single
in
match,
a
Generico would roll out of the ring, grab a chair, roll into the ring, hit the guy with the chair. That was how every match went, and the computer did nothing to stop it until finally they were like, fine, no DQ match.
It took like 10 matches with chair shots before it was like, okay.
I looked up Sami Zayn because I wanted to see what his gimmick was, and I was like, oh, he's Syrian. That's interesting.
That's actually not a gimmick, that's just real.
Oh.
Yeah.
Syrian
I'm looking up on
Canadian.
That was
Wikipedia, so
that was
I
in the course of looking up.
Oh
yeah.
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 Sami
He
Zayn
has
is
a
one
red-
of
he has
my
a red
favorite
beard.
wrestlers and people in the whole world. I had a conversation about not drinking backstage at a wrestling show with him and the lead singer of Rancid once. Before he got famous. Actually, before he was even unmasked, which was amazing.
Okay.
When he was still legendary. Oh.
Right. So
Let's refocus on the role playing game.
yes.
Yes.
All right. So we come back from the break.
Thank you, Rowan.
We don't call
And,
them breaks anymore. They're called blams.
We come back from the blam.
We
And,
come back from the blam.
Oh, God.
Blam.
I got you covered. We're good.
Okay. We're not switching camera angles. So stop. So we cut back, and now it's Dan is actually standing in the audience for a moment and looks at the camera. We're going to say, "All right, welcome back to Seasons Beatings. We're really excited for the next couple of matches coming up. It's going to be some real powerhouses going against each other. But we're going to take just a moment to introduce you to the newest member of the Ace Alley Wrestling family, Rutger Rust. Thanks for joining us here at Ace Alley Wrestling." He kind of drops to one knee next to the chair for a second. And it's really good to have you here. How are you feeling with a victory in your first pay-per-view match here? How are you doing?
Well, I'm feeling pretty good. Thank y'all for asking. I really do appreciate you coming over here to talk to me about this. I got this great seat, which I paid for. Nope, I know you Section 14 people are going to think I did something. Nope.
Section 14!
I bought my own ticket. In advance, I'm ready to watch. And did you... Anita, that was amazing match. Did you see how up in the... I can't do that. I can barely even get a foot off the ground if I had something to pull myself up with. That was... I'm so happy to be here right now in this fantastic federation and with such talented wrestlers on staff. I can't wait for this next match. I'm not going to lie, that Sanguine kind of scares me a little bit. But I don't mean that in an offensive way. I just,
All right.
It may be a different culture, which I have not been properly exposed as of yet. But I'm looking very forward to seeing how he works against Vengeance. Also somewhat scary individual. It's good. It's good. You need a beer? I have a couple more. I bought a 6-pack at the...
No, I'm doing all right. I'm on the clock.
And you don't watch my takes.
But
Lance yells out, "I'm on the clock. Give me one."
All right, I'll take one for Lance. Thanks. All right, so
You're my man, Lance. You're my man.
My man commentary.
You've got just a little bit of history in your previous wrestling career before you came here. You've got a bit of history traveling around the country and doing some wrestling out there. You have a little bit of history with Marcus Smart, who's the #1 contender at the moment. Are you looking forward to seeing him wrestle tonight? How are you feeling?
I'm actually really excited about that. It's been a while since I saw him. Maybe he may have a little different attitude at the time, but I'm curious to see with his very loyal fan base, small but very dedicated fan base. I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how they get behind him, how they rile him up, how they get him really into the zone, ready to just get hard and do his acrobatics, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing exactly how this man rolls, how he rolls with it.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Rutger. Congratulations on the win tonight.
Absolutely.
So,
Woo!
I just like to think that, like, actually Anita was there standing between the two, just like...
eating, like taking the beer.
You can spend 2 momentum, and that can be true.
I'll run in just to get a beer.
Just do it.
No, I said I walked by as you were, like, handing them out, and she just took one out of your hand and kept walking.
So we cut back to the commentary table. It's just Lance sitting there for a minute, but you can hear Dan off screen. So here we are back at Seasons Meetings. It looks like we're going to be getting started.
Where's my beer?
Dan kind of drops into a seat. Plunk.
Ah, yeah.
Looks like we're going to be getting started with our next match very shortly. We just want to go ahead and take you quickly back to the most recent back alley brawls and how we got to the point we're at now. So, Mike and Rowan, I would like you to help with the assistance of the table for what you remember. I'd like you to help me figure out what the video package looks like leading into the Vengeance and Sanguine Arcane match.
So I think the video package starts...
Needs to start with Vengeance.
This feud just started in the last TV taping. So
Yeah.
it starts with Vengeance versus Father McDonnell.
Well, I think does it start with Vengeance's heel turn,
Oh.
or is that vignettes while we're talking about the match with Father McDonnell?
Oh,
Because
we can
I
do that.
think that's really what inspires.
Actually, you know what happens?
It's the whole
Okay.
thing.
The match is actually set because Tom Spiracy is a fucking fast worker. The match is actually set to the promo that Sanguine Arcane just cut. And so when he talks
He
about
actually
Tom
has
is-
like 8 hands.
Yeah.
Like,
Tom-
Tom secretly has, like,
Yeah.
11 hands.
I was gonna say it's not actually like it isn't quite cut to match up to the words because he
but
pretty much just snipped the
Yeah.
audio and slapped it on.
But it talks about, it says, Vengeance, you talked about being the outcast, someone who stands up for people who are downtrodden, and then it shows Vengeance hurling, what's her name? Into
Tammy the Guzzler.
Tammy the Guzzler. And you weren't even there, and you remember that. I love you.
Yeah, but
Remember
that's because it was into the mouse teeth shopping cart.
Yeah, into the shopping cart with mouth teeth, and the fans kind of, like, the typical fan on their hands on their head reaction of,
no!
Yeah.
what's that?
Why would he do this?
Everybody being Undertaker guy.
It's just, somebody just takes Undertaker guy and photoshops over the entire crowd.
Yeah.
It's just Undertaker guy and crying Jordan, like across the entire crowd.
And then it cuts to the part about, like, there's whatever else you were saying to disparage my name. I have it written down, but I've forgotten it now. And shows, like, in slow motion, black and white, like, Vengeance taking out Sanguine and throwing Ron out a second-story window or diving after him.
DDT onto the hardest part of the pool.
Yeah. And then it cuts to 1 week ago and shows Vengeance, in the match with Father McDonnell, just the very quick victory he had. And then it cuts to, what does it do to introduce Sanguine as his, like, problem with Vengeance?
Foil.
So his problem is at least partially outlined in that promo because, like, this should be a man of honor, not someone who DDTs another fighter out a window by ambush and then slams him all over the concrete, which is put to the video of that happening.
Right. Slams him all over the concrete.
Never mind that he lost.
But the video package just has him beating the crap out of you. It doesn't.
Well, yeah, so is our opening video.
I feel like that's just a regular occurrence, just everyone beating the crap out of Ron.
Everybody beat up Ron!
So yeah, and then the next part is tonight we're going to figure out whether Vengeance is a force of nature, showing you just beating person after person after person, wrestler after wrestler after wrestler, basking in your victory, holding up your sword in front of the crowd while they cheer for you. Or just a prideful man, you getting pinned over and over by Ron.
Not over and over, it only happened twice.
Right, with 4 different camera angles.
Yeah, literally the same thing.
But 4 different angles of the same 2 pins.
Same, like, small package.
And in the middle of this, there's also, like, the promo shots that Tom Spiracy got of us for the Federation in general. So, like, Vengeance is him standing in an alley with the sword looking badass.
Like slow pan across Ken Burns.
Sanguine is standing on a rock with waves crashing up behind him as
With
his
his
cloaks
cape.
and everything like
Yeah.
flowing in the wind.
I think at the very end, Tom has already preset this part of the cut. It cuts to Vengeance pinning Father McDonnell, then standing up as the spotlight kicks on in the back of the wherever the warehouse that we do our regular Backlight Brawl shows at, and it's just Sanguine standing and saying, "I am watching you, sir. My eyes upon you and holds you in judgment." And it cuts back to Vengeance staring at him from the ring. And essentially Tom just cuts out the entire promo in the middle and goes straight to the end, where Sanguine says, "All will witness the real magic of Sanguine Arcane." Drops the mic, smoke bomb, vanishes, and it just slow-mo's back to Vengeance staring in the ring, like slow-mo of him grabbing the ropes.
Yeah.
And then fades out. When the lights come back up and we fade back into the stadium, there's an immediate ding, 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 and Vengeance's music hits.
Alright, so described this a few times before, we'll do it again. Vengeance music hits, it's a like this weird kind of tribal-y music as these Dave McKean kind of images pop up on the thing, and then everything drops and these just heavy fucking guitars hit and lights are flashing everywhere, and Vengeance walks slowly out to the ring holding his broadsword over his shoulder, raises it up to the sky, his eyes are just focused completely on the ring, hands out his hand and goes, "Now, count up your crimes," and slowly walks down the ramp where he would have been high-fiving people beforehand. Now he's just completely laser-focused. Slides into the ring, underneath the bottom row. Climbs up to the top turnbuckle, raises the sword again, and then slams it into a special sheath they've got for him on the turnbuckle. Turns around, throws off the trench coat, and basically just turns around and faces himself towards the ramp and kind of starts doing Bring It On towards where Sanguine will be coming from.
Okay.
Or where you assume.
And Tom, of course, is now jumping back into the ring, like his left hand looks like he can't use it because he was working so hard on the video package. It's like, ow. The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
One fall!
Now entering the ring from New York, the Outcast, Vengeance.
That guy's a jerk! He hit Ron!
That guy hit Ron.
It's actually Ron just being like,
That guy is nice to me backstage!
Ron's on a backstage mic going, "You should give that guy a title shot again."
Anytime he wants it, like right
runs
now!
up and just snatches him.
Title shot. Title shot.
Give this to you.
Make this a triple threat!
We got boos from the audience. And moments later, the lights immediately cut out on the entire arena, and Sanguine's entrance begins.
Okay, so as usual, we have the many floating spots, kind of creepy music
And
box.
the way where we actually have spots, it's great.
There's
It's not Tom on the ladder
there's
with the
a spot
flashlight.
operator. It's Dale's nephew. And
Yeah.
He's
You're
8
right.
years
Oh,
old, and he's just going
the
like
PA.
this.
He's the PA.
But they have him on the spot ops. They can't take him, put him on the PA.
It's true.
Maybe I don't know if she has another nephew. We'll have to check.
Okay, so floating
My neighbor's in
spots.
college. Like,
Floating spots around the audience, some kind of music box type
friends.
creepy but interesting music going, and all of the spots congregate on the ramp where Sanguine's supposed to enter from. The lights go down. The lights come up, and 3 fog machines positioned around the arena just start.
that you rented.
Yeah.
Yes.
He got them from the Spirit Halloween Superstore.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God,
Sale
super
because it was
discount.
Right after Halloween.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just start blowing a bunch of fog up around
He
the
bought them
ring.
November 18th.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a bright flash and like a thunderclap type noise over the speakers, and then the fog clears, and Sanguine's standing there with his own sword over his shoulder.
Oh!
Top of the ramp or
Just like standing on the turnbuckle.
on the turnbuckle? Just.
Points it at Vengeance. You have crimes of your own, sir. And I will count them myself.
Oh!
Damn.
Work the audience, please.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
So that's the
Look.
luck.
That is plus audience, actually.
Plus audience.
That's
okay,
much
so
better.
it's still +1,
But
but
hey!
So there is a guaranteed 7.
You got a 6 in the top die at least.
oh, and the other die
Also,
is a
you're
6.
welcome.
Oh my god.
Boxcar that shit?
He just boxcarded.
How much did you have any momentum so far?
I
or-
have 1.
Okay, that's not
can't
enough
make
to
it
feel a mythic
legendary
moment, but
yet.
that was outstanding.
The crowd is literally like,
No, he didn't!
Oh snap! He needed a permit to carry that sword.
But Lance so nice that we didn't get him a permit.
Vengeance has 2 permits. Maybe you can just borrow one of his.
So go ahead and take 2 momentum for that,
Awesome.
because that was brilliant. And so
This should have it. Oh wait, it's not.
let's sort something out really quickly. Obviously, we've got our 2 folks in the match.
uh-huh.
Teresa, can I have you run Lance?
Sure.
And Ryan, can I have you run Dan this time?
Oh my god, you have to
Okay.
switch.
That's fine.
You have to be the
Every
serious one.
I have to do it
How do you
like
make
once an
that shit
episode.
That's okay.
Oh, come on, Arcane!
Come on, Arcane.
That's where you're not lame.
Oh
Well, we heard his promo.
Oh.
You're the blood prince. You're sanguine arcane.
When does this crowd get British?
That got real weird real quick.
Oh god.
I'm not even mad. Yeah, I am. Not myself.
That's
so. Yes, angry. All right. So we've got rolls handed out. That was a fantastic entrance.
Thank you.
Do you as far as do you hand the sword off to like? Does the ref? I think the ref asks for the sword.
I take off my cloak, I wrap the sword in it, and I hand it off.
Okay. The ref gently takes it. Looks slightly worried
What
about
the hell
it.
am I supposed to do with it?
Shit.
And he just comes out and gets it.
Has to hand it off to somebody outside the
Tom.
ring. It's-
Yeah.
Goes to hand it to Tom and finds Anita there. Okay,
And I just-
sure. Yeah, whatever. Sets it down.
You just
Regular
leave it
Sunday.
in a timekeeper position. Important. It'll be important later.
I don't know what that means.
Leave it with the guy who has the bell.
There we go.
So
Oh good, you're gonna leave with Lance.
Yeah.
Tom has the bell. It's
Tom
okay.
has the bell.
That's why Tom wasn't there to
Still
pick it up.
wrapping
He's
the
still
cloak.
waiting to ring the
Yeah.
bell. Wait, I was supposed to be there?
It's like, damn it, the blocking of this is so
We
weird.
didn't talk about this, guys.
Nobody told me he was bringing another sword.
Okay, guys, I know this is my match. I have to pee super fast. I'm so sorry.
Go.
I'll be right back.
Well, the
God.
race starts
don't
anyway.
speed through the match to pee.
Fire hose.
Well, I mean, the match is just so exciting. It's you can only.
So as
hate
we
it
wait
so
for
long.
our competitors to get ready in the ring and the referee to get ready to call this, guys, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Vengeance and Sanguine do in the ring. They do have very different styles as far as how they operate. Vengeance is very much in your face and a surprising amount of agility for a man his size. Meanwhile, Sanguine is well versed in using that other wrestler's momentum against them. Could this be an advantage for him? We're gonna find out.
I don't know what you just said, Dan. But Sanguine scares me a little bit.
So as these two stare off at each other, and the referee.
Sorry, Sanguine looks down at Lance, puts a hand in his pocket.
The
nose.
Still got.
Puts it back in his pocket.
Oh my god, he still has his nose.
Still out of his nose.
How did
Lance
you
is
smell it?
Lance is sort of the blood feud.
What are you guys
No
on
one-
about?
No one else understood that except us.
Yes.
What is going
I
on?
remember that.
No, I meant like the people in the room.
Okay.
That was never aired. You.
Right.
They don't know whether Lance, they don't know what you're talking about. But he's got it right there.
He's holding on to his nose.
Oh, next you're gonna tell me he pulled an imaginary rabbit out of his hat and it was stomped to death at the end of a match.
Sanguine glares at Dan.
All right. Meanwhile,
Are we ready to start the match?
the ref gets in the middle.
Sanguine will never forget.
Looks between the two of you for a
Did
minute.
you name the bunny? Then you will forget.
The ref is still looking between the two. I waves at the both of you. Sanguine, eyes up, because you're still staring at Dan.
Okay.
All right, ring the bell. And we'll go ahead and
You
start
rang
with
your own
Sanguine in
bell.
charge.
Yeah.
Mingled angle. Okay.
Blung, blung, blung.
We need to get a better bell.
I will
Tom is just standing like,
It keeps
what do
changing
you
sounds,
want me
Dan.
to do? Tom is standing with an iPhone app.
Thomas,
He keeps pressing different buttons.
Tom, this isn't your fault. We just need to get a better bell. We just need to talk to Blam and get them to get us a better bell.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're doing an amazing job, man. Like seriously, you do. You know
So, Sanguine.
They're just standing there staring at you guys.
Yeah, after an intense stare down, where they're just kind of letting the announce table go into business for themselves, Sanguine cracks his neck, shrugs, and closes the distance until
another handshake.
puts his hand out.
It was lethal in the first match. Will be lethal here.
He's going for a handshake.
Does Vengeance go for it?
Oh, Vengeance will take the handshake
Okay.
and then throw you into the turnbuckle.
Okay.
I'm never shaking hands again, Dan.
So
Let's shake on it.
the handshake hits.
Oh my god, that's
Vengeance. Vengeance grabs Sanguine, throws him at the turnbuckle. Sanguine vaults over the turnbuckle, grabbing onto the rope, and slings himself back into the ring.
Ooh.
Quite an athletic move there. Didn't exactly do anything though. Just kind of looked pretty.
Crowd gets excited though. Vengeance gets annoyed at you.
Sanguine thumbs up at you.
I slap the thumbs up out of the way.
Okay. He uses the momentum and theatrically spins around and backhands you across the face.
So, keep going. It's your control.
Okay. Well, yes, but as somebody who is using a character whose whole martial art requires you to do things to him.
Then that's why you described him doing
Yeah,
it.
you describe the things
Yeah.
he's doing.
That's
to
the
you,
hardest thing ever.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're so used to playing your own character, it's really hard to then play someone else's for a second. But if you're using simple things like they're charging, or they go for a chop, or they
So Sanguine
punches.
goes for the handshake one more time.
A second handshake.
Vengeance kind of looks at it.
Lance's mouth is full of PBR.
Never again, Dan. Never again.
Kind of shakes his head like you're an idiot. Takes his hand and then yanks him in for a headbutt, and Arcane jumps into the air and turns it into RKO.
Oh,
If
wow.
there's one thing I've learned from
Arcane
wrestling,
O.
Dan, it's never
Yes.
shake someone else's hand.
It's the Arcane O!
Out of nowhere!
Out of a handshake! That's quite the combo!
The arcane no.
Ooh.
No.
Sanguine gets back up.
Yeah.
Lance. He's pointing at me!
Okay, and then walks away a few paces to let Vengeance get back to his feet.
Okay.
So they're back on their feet. They eye each other. They circle each other for a little bit. After a while, Sanguine just kind of walks to the middle of the ring, puts his hands behind his back, and just stands still, not even looking at Vengeance. Vengeance looks him up and down, obviously circles around behind him, waits for a few moments, and then what move would you do from from
Well, if you're
behind?
just standing there, I'd probably try and throw a clothesline, I'd imagine.
Okay. So you go in for the clothesline. Sanguine drops into a double-footed donkey kick. Basically, he
Right in
drops
the
down.
midsection?
Yeah, he drops down, supports himself with his hands, and just double kick into the
Okay.
chest.
Alright.
He drop and kick as opposed to a drop kick.
Yes.
Looks like he's saying nay, Dan.
That's great that you have things to say.
So let's go ahead. I'm actually going to have you roll heat
Okay.
for that one because that was a sequence of the two of you working together.
Sure.
Okay. I have heat 0 with Vengeance. That's weird.
So you botch.
6. Botch.
Okay.
You have momentum.
You have momentum.
You can use
Okay.
one.
Or the commentators can put you over.
Yeah,
making
Dan
it
can also put you
success.
over if Dan wants.
Do we need to do it this early?
No,
You have 3 momentum. Just burn one.
I'll burn 1 momentum to bring that up to 7.
Okay. Cool. So in that case, you can either give control away and take 1 momentum, or you can keep control.
I will give control away.
Okay, take the momentum back,
It's like the first time that's happened.
and Vengeance takes control of the
Yeah,
match.
this whole game, you're right.
It's gonna happen a lot whenever me and Smart go up.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be trading off. I'm also gonna interrupt a couple times probably.
I'm so
It's
looking
gonna be
forward
totally
to that.
worth it.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So, Vengeance has just been mule kicked.
Yes.
The stomach, he staggers back, and now he's really frustrated. It's clearly showing on his face. And so, Arcane is actually like not popped back up to his feet. He's just balancing on his hands with his feet up in the air. And so Vengeance goes to like grab his feet. Arcane does this back flip that he then twists into a headlock takedown and throws Vengeance onto his back. It doesn't really hurt. It's just one of those things where Vengeance comes right back up to his feet and is just really fucking frustrated now. And so he grabs Arcane and whips him towards the ropes. Arcane puts both hands on the top rope, flips over, like kind of bounces on the apron, and then flips back as Vengeance comes running up, catches him in a head scissors and turns it into a Hurricane Rana that throws Vengeance up towards the edge of the ring. And Vengeance at this point just stops and backs up, and it's just like, what the hell is happening here? And so Arcane comes kind of sauntering over and tries to do got your nose to Vengeance. At which point Vengeance grabs him, actually catches him this time, and hurls him over the top of the top rope
For massive heel heat because you blocked the nose.
Yeah.
Boo! That nose was over.
Just like the movie did in the Guzzler, like over the top rope all the way down to the floor. He comes down after him. He goes to pick him up, and then he stops, backs away, and looks over at the timekeeper position. Walks over, picks up the sword wrapped in the bundle, walks back over to you, and snaps the fucking thing over his knee.
Oh.
And then tosses it aside.
Oh my god! Wow, the strength to just break a sword over his knee. That's wow. Imagine what that's going to wind up doing to Sanguine later in the match.
What?
Broke a sword over his knee. That's an actual powerful thing. That's hard to do. Lance, that is hard to do.
It looks
It's
like
also
you really didn't want him to
most
get
likely,
nose.
it's also most likely the fact that Ace Alley can't afford a sword that is not the cheapest shit.
It was seriously a latex sword.
We're selling the shit out of this.
He's real protective of his nose, Dan.
So Vengeance is now gonna pick you up off the ground. I assume you're annoyed at the sword.
The sword over his knee. What?
Yeah. It's like,
Damn
man, that
right.
was a great prop.
Damn right.
And he puts Sanguine's head on the apron and then just kind of slacks him upside the back of the head and walks up the stairs and goes for a leg drop onto the back of Sanguine's head on the apron. Which I don't know. Is that a roll? Or should I keep going?
Actually, I would also like you to. I'm gonna call that one heat as well because this is all based on with the knee snap. This is really all based on the interplay you two have.
Okay, so I have 2 heat with Sanguine. Yeah. How'd you end up with 0 heat with me, son?
I got -1 heat from my promo. I started with 1.
Okay, well I got a 7.
But
Okay.
No.
No, 7 is.
Do you want momentum or control?
I don't have much momentum, so I'll give control back to you, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So you've just been slapped on the back of the head with your head braced on the apron, just smack, and then a leg drop. Vengeance goes for a leg drop on the apron on your head,
Okay.
which, by the way, is the hardest part of the ring.
Just in case anyone was confused.
In case anyone missed it.
So
That's the hardest
That's
part.
the hardest part of the ring, Dan.
That's the hardest part of his leg.
yeah, Sanguine bides his time, and then at the last moment pulls his head out and makes sure that Vengeance lands on his tailbone.
Ooh.
Actually,
I've done that, Dan. It sucks.
So just
Yeah,
like,
that's insightful.
swoop, bam.
okay.
Oh, just like pull your head out of the way before the leg drop, just like
Yeah.
a vein.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from there, kind of looks at the bundle of cloth where his broken sword is.
Can I make a suggestion? Because I have a really funny idea.
Okay, what is the suggestion?
Since you do magic tricks, you open the bundle and there's no sword in there at all.
Ah, that's what I was gonna say.
I had a slightly different gimmick in mind for like my walkout, but
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You do your thing then.
okay. So Vengeance cracks all of the knuckles that he has.
That's a lot of knuckles, Dan.
I think. Oh my god, did your hand just pop?
I think I felt mine pop. That was weird.
He's cracking his knuckles. He's cracking all of his joints. He makes his way really weirdly into the ring because he's still snapping and crackling and popping. Snapping and crackling and popping starts coming over the speakers and like hissing noises and chittering of bugs.
Tom, come on, man. Our AV has got to be better than this. Oh my god.
Sanguine climbs up into the middle of the ring. All the speakers stop. He puts back.
Tommy is sitting there, had to like pull down all the levers because he wasn't ready to hit the stop button. Like,
And then just
Professional!
and you hear Botchamania!
so from
It
there
looks, like, it looks like Sanguine's getting some illusions from Anita, and Anita's just like,
what? Who's gonna see through these?
I'm sorry, but Anita, on behalf of the AAW staff, for everything that Lance says. I'm sorry to all of you.
Meanwhile, in the ring.
So, while Sanguine is posturing, Vengeance has gotten to his feet and goes for another clothesline from behind. Sanguine ducks, pivots, and basically face plants Vengeance into the ring and puts him in a shoulder lock.
Okay.
Okay.
Really slowing the pace of the match down with that shoulder lock.
I'm gonna have you
it's
make a work
almost like
move on
he
this.
has time travel abilities.
Oh my god, Lance.
Okay.
Well, my watch stopped.
8 plus 3 is 11.
Okay. Okay. You want 2 momentum or a heat with vengeance back?
I will take Heat with Vengeance because that's
Yeah.
going to keep being a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that very well might.
If with enough heat, you'll start gaining audience from having matches with him. So
Okay, so back up to 1 with Vengeance. Okay, and do I get to keep going?
Yeah,
Okay.
you still keep momentum.
That was over 10. You keep control.
Yay! Okay. So from there, let's see. So Sanguine is holding the shoulder lock for a bit. After about 10 seconds, Vengeance rolls over and goes for a roll up. 1, 2, kick out.
Wow, really close one there with a roll up. Look at old schoolboy.
Sanguine pops up back to his feet, cracks his neck, rolls his shoulders. Bring it on.
1 year.
I wonder. Well, it doesn't count all the beers from before the match.
That's true.
Okay.
I think Lance is just an alcoholic.
I'm pretty sure that's the case at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Drink a
nice.
lot of whiskey. It's all the one.
So Vengeance kind of takes his time, kind of walks, paces back and forth a couple of times, and then goes like suddenly into a running spear into the turnbuckle. Sanguine like seems to hunker down like he's trying to get ready to turn it into something, but Vengeance is so big that it just carries him straight into the turnbuckle instead.
It's like it's been up time.
What the hell? That was 1 PBR.
remind me to show you these Yukara matches where time actually slows down.
Oh, they're amazing.
You can't see. Anyway,
I can do the speed up voice. I can't do the slow down voice.
right. The best part is the audience will get into it, so instead of clapping this, they just go. Anyway.
So yeah, Sanguine is up against the turnbuckle. Vengeance starts throwing fists at him, punching him in the face, until
Rutger Rust. Not a fan. Not a
He
friend
thinks
of
you're gonna
cats.
feed him.
Bro, it is at least 4 hours before you get fed.
He's like, but you were all eating. He's the Lance of Cats. Hey, buddy.
Lance of Cats, another good name for the Ace of Geeks.
You.
I'm just trying to go to the bathroom. Leave me alone, cat.
Right, so where was I? Okay, so Vengeance like kind of overextends on one punch, and Sanguine catches the fist with his face and kind of walks them both out, walking into the middle of the ring.
That's a
And
really
then-
strong neck, Dan.
Well, like,
And then
flips him.
from that, kind of jumps into the air, twists, and uses it as a takedown.
A very unorthodox technique. But as we said in the lead up, Sanguine's skills are a whole lot about using your opponent's momentum against them.
Face?
I think that's what just happened.
So yeah, Sanguine gets up, does a couple of elbow drops, and then
No momentum there.
and then waits for Vengeance to get to his feet. When it's like a few seconds and he still hasn't gotten all the way up, Sanguine comes back over, squats down, offers him a hand again.
I don't think you should take that.
The third handshake attempt in one match. That move's getting a little old.
I'm actually gonna have that one be a heat roll.
Okay.
You have some heat to go on now.
Right.
Motherfucker!
Plus 1 is 13.
He does not have enough for a mythic moment. But
Wait, how much momentum do you need for a mythic?
4.
4.
Boxcars! Why?
You remember that one time when Sanguine was fighting Vengeance and he was like, have a handshake. Man!
I would personally volunteer to not have a mythic moment.
Yeah, I would.
The handshake that changed everything,
No, I would
They
bank
became
that.
good friends after that, starting their own fast food company
They
together.
did business for themselves.
No, I would bank that if it was a mythic moment. Alternatively, I go for the handshake, and in no time at all, you just kind of lever yourself to 1 foot and kick me in the nuts.
Okay.
2 momentum or a heat?
I will continue to gain heat.
Okay. Just
He
low
went for the
blow.
low blow, Dan.
So is that what we're going with? I offer you the handshake. You
It's like the
pop
one
to
thing
your feet,
Lance has
kick me in
noticed.
You're the one in
Sounds
control.
Okay.
He's a kick in the nuts.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lance saw that.
but the ref didn't.
Okay. So
Low blow if you only catch him in the lower groin. Wait, what?
oh god.
How
Sorry.
is that different, Dan?
Sorry. So I will give any or all of you the opportunity to veto this. So
I veto.
after I've explained what I'm. Okay, so Sanguine, he's been kicked in the nuts, so he goes up in the air, then folds up a little, and then gets DDT'd.
Well, that's the logical move after a nut.
Yeah, always.
Oh, yeah.
And Vengeance is the patron saint of the DDT. So
So
Do you do the outcast DDT?
no.
Okay,
It's
okay.
too early in the match for
So
that.
then a DDT, and then, kind of another mocking couple of elbow drops as a, mock reflection of what Sanguine just did. Sanguine kind of lies there for a while, rolls to his feet, takes a deep breath, then reaches into his pants and removes a cup.
With a nice crack down the middle of it.
Yes, sure, let's go with that.
It's
it's
like he's wearing over
folded-
his dance belt that he pre-cracked. Like a
and it's
chisel.
folded in slightly. Throws it out of the ring.
Into the audience.
There's a bunch of girls screaming, but it just hits some guy in the face, and he's like,
Oh!
The curtain's coming down.
That's fine.
It's okay. We don't have as much light pollution this time.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten cloudy.
Okay.
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 Steph?
I know. That's-
What?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm still sort of half paying attention.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the allergy meds, I promise.
You're good.
There's usually at least one of us falling asleep, basically. In every match.
Yeah, it wouldn't be an AAW.
This,
thing.
I'm on
Basically,
my 4th Benadryl pill.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
That'll do it. I'm impressed, actually.
And
Yeah.
my inhaler, again. So.
You're
Okay.
alive. Well done.
Yeah.
Alive is a good start.
Yeah.
It's a fight.
Lance of Cats.
Thank
Fight,
you,
fight,
Stephanie.
fight, fight.
Okay. So that all happens.
Lance of
You're
Cats.
welcome.
Trademark it.
Okay.
Oh, Silk, you're famous.
Okay.
So he's just
what,
staring
what
daggers
from
into
here?
Ryan's
What
skull.
from here? Okay. So I'm just gonna. Okay. So let's see. At this point, Sanguine is starting to get, it seems, a little irritated. He walks in, walks right up to Vengeance. Vengeance goes for the cheap shot. Sanguine steps to the side and kind of slings him towards the ropes.
Okay.
Vengeance bounces off the ropes. Sanguine slings him back in again to gain more momentum. It seems like he's going to go for the Ars Arcana. He's going the 2-measure waltz step across the arena stage, and at the last moment when it seems like Sanguine is going to throw him, Vengeance stops dead and DDTs him into the floor.
Nice.
Okay. I'm actually gonna have you roll work for that one.
Roll work. Okay.
Work, girl, work.
5 plus 3 is 8.
Okay. So you can take
momentum
one or keep control.
I will gain momentum.
Okay. Vengeance.
Sweet,
You're up.
alright,
You
so-
just DDT'd Sanguine into the floor.
And this is DT. Are we on the floor or are we in the ring?
Well, into the ring.
We're in the ring.
We're in the ring.
Okay,
Okay.
into the
Like
mat.
to the mat.
Alright, yeah, DT'd into the mat. Okay, so Vengeance immediately
That looks like a hurt, Dan.
slows things down by
Moves like that normally
reaching
do.
over and
I wouldn't know.
cranking, grabbing
You're
Sanguine's
a
arm
Sanguine
and cranking him
champion.
up into a,
Oh.
not quite an arm bar, but just kind of like
Hog on.
holding his head down with one hand and cranking his arm with the other. And as he's, he's scrambling desperately for the ropes, which just caused Vengeance to hold in tighter. Slowly, Sanguine crawls across the mat as Vengeance looks on in disbelief and actually manages to slip his arm out of the grip and get onto the ropes before Vengeance can put the hold back in. So the referee kind of pushes Vengeance back.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And so Sanguine jumps to his feet because he's still pretty okay, and tries to do a bounce off the ropes like fancy move where he sort of jumps up in the air towards Vengeance. Vengeance catches him and puts him up on his shoulders in a fireman's carry and yells, "Slip out of this!" and throws him back into a stunner.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, a self-handed stunner! Oh my god! Vengeance really pulling out all the stops.
What's he stopping at, Dan?
He's stopping at nothing to get victory here tonight.
Actually worked pretty well.
And a little flatter.
So we've decided, Vengeance decided that Sanguine's arm is the way to go. So he's going to pick him up and actually hold him by the one arm and slam the arm into a turnbuckle, and then drag him over to the next turnbuckle and slam the arm into the next turnbuckle, and drag him over to a third turnbuckle and slam the arm into the third turnbuckle. And he gets to the fourth turnbuckle, he raises the arm, and Sanguine throws an elbow back in desperation. Vengeance doesn't see it coming, and it staggers him back. Sanguine hops onto the second rope and jumps backwards. Actually, just kind of almost a second rope moonsault. Vengeance catches him and power slams him directly back into the turnbuckle.
Ooh. Oh, a turnbuckle power slam. That is painful. I'm glad I've never wrestled.
This is why you can't take the stops out, Dan. It really hurts.
So
That's the hardest part of the turnbuckle.
Sanguine is now upside down.
Thank you.
Sanguine is now upside down with like resting on
Like-
his head.
Like Trio Woe?
But no,
or-
not like in Trio Woe if you fell down gently, so like he's balanced on the turnbuckle, but he's still like on his head and shoulders.
So
very
like
much.
Ellsworth
Have
hooked
a
by
nice
the
day.
feet?
Yeah, kind of. So Vengeance starts stomping a mud hole directly in Sanguine's chest. Basically, stomp, 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 stomp. Ref pulls him back, waits for a second. Stomp, 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 stomp. Ref pulls him back, waits for a second.
Oh, the crowd is really hating this stomping of Sanguine Arcane.
It's almost like he'll stomp at nothing.
Oh,
Holy oh,
Man,
stomp.
that's almost worthy of the first
Lance.
one of the night.
That was pretty much
So Vengeance then grabs him by his feet, hooks his
At some point during this, Tom has snuck a beer in front of Dan's spot at the table.
hooks him around the waist and throws him back into a German suplex, which lands in the middle of the ring. Vengeance does a back roll and rolls through, pulling Sanguine up, and then throws him into another German suplex, so he has never let go of the first one. And then kind of stands up and is like, "Yeah, two can play at that game. You're not the only fancy one around here."
I'm calling that a work roll.
Yep. I hate these dice. So that is a 5. My work.
I know your dice.
Okay. Well, so you are losing one momentum, you are gaining one momentum, and Sanguine takes control of the match. After the double suplex,
Okay.
on the second suplex, he gets up and in some way you counter him.
Okay. So,
Not at the moment, I'm not. It's okay.
so Vengeance hits me with 2 German suplexes. At the second German suplex, as he's getting up, Sanguine, with a look of approximate rage on his face, just darts up behind him and does a dragon suplex, followed by another dragon suplex,
Really
without
up
letting
in
go
the-
of the first one.
really
Double dragon!
Fancy with with Sanguine's patented double dragon suplex,
What's wrong with his auntie?
he upped it. He raised the stakes.
Who's
He
got steak?
he is adding drama to this match
Oh, okay.
Well, it's
tonight, now, in front of us.
So hits the double dragon, gets back up, paces away a few paces, waits for Vengeance to start staggering to his feet,
Is Sanguine like selling the arm injury still
Yeah.
a little bit? Like
Yeah.
just like testing
testing it,
Go
Yeah.
for it.
stretching it out a little bit.
Oh, no, I'll take two. Do it.
The generic ones.
Okay.
So he starts favoring the other arm
Hmm.
and putting that side of his body more towards Vengeance.
Hmm.
Once Vengeance is most of the way to his feet, Sanguine again does the bring it on. So one more time, basically, this looks a lot like it did earlier. Vengeance runs in, but then stops dead. When it looks like he's about to do a spear, he just kind of stops dead, just short of Sanguine, and they just kind of stare each other down for a couple seconds.
All right.
And then Sanguine steps
intensity.
a little bit closer.
Kiss.
I was just gonna say, I think you're gonna kiss Dan.
This is not your crappy fan fiction. This is wrestling.
The difference
Don't give me that look.
Yeah. The difference.
I'm gonna go ahead and call the go home.
Okay.
And the go home on this is Vengeance over Sanguine Arcane.
Okay.
So
Not your fanfic.
So, do you want me to take back control for that then?
I just want to hit one more move
Hit
before
one
you
more
take
move.
over control.
Mhm.
Okay, so from that distance, they start unsuccessfully to try and put each other in a bunch of submission holds that each one snakes out of or overpowers and turns into their own, going back and forth for a while until finally Sanguine manages to gain some momentum, slings Vengeance into the ropes, slings him again. Again, it looks like it's going to be the Ars Arcana. Again, Vengeance stops dead and tries to do the DDT, and Sanguine swings himself around Vengeance's body for a Hurricane Rana from standing up.
Nice. Okay.
Now you may take over.
So the Hurricane Rana throws Vengeance around the ring, and Vengeance like slaps the mat. He gets to his feet, and does the same kind of bring it on to you that you've been doing to him all match. At which point, you're pretty fucking sure that you've got me where you want me. So you sling Vengeance into the ropes. You sling Vengeance into the ropes again. You start to do the waltz step. Fucking bam! Out of nowhere, break from society. Vengeance just runs and does the flipping net breaker to you as you're least expecting it, and that'll be my finisher. So I'll roll it. Please don't hate me, dice. It's the first time I've forgotten to hit my finisher this entire campaign.
that is accurate.
All right, it's an 8. I'll take it.
If you want to burn momentum, won't actually push you over.
No, push me over. I only have 1 momentum.
Oh my god! That was from out of nowhere! We'll push that to a 10 because I can do that!
Break from society! Break from society out of nowhere!
So we'll say since Sanguine is so good at selling and being flexible and stuff that when Vengeance comes over for the flipping blockbuster, we land and you kick your feet to the air to the point where you almost go vertical. So it looks like I just broke your fucking neck. And then,
Did you see the look on Sanguine's face when that move landed? Oh my god!
And then it goes for this slow motion freeze frame, and it's just like Sanguine's face, like shock, then like a bemused smile, and then whoop, there we go.
And then Vengeance rolls Sanguine up, and 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3!
Ding, ding, ding! Boo! Your winner by pinfall, Vengeance!
At which point Vengeance shoves the announcer out of the ring and starts beating on Sanguine.
What is your finishing move to you on a 10?
On a 10, I choose whether me or my opponent gains +1 audience.
I didn't do that.
What's your audience sitting at?
1.
Okay,
Well,
you
you
did
did
an
have
audience
10.
then.
You got an 8.
No, he pushed it up to a 10.
Oh, that's right.
His commentary skills.
Because I'm so great at my job!
So you can take two audience out of
I mean,
that.
I feel like
Hey,
Sanguine
you
is
choose 2
yeah.
audience for it?
Yeah.
Oh, a audience. He goes
Okay,
2
no,
two
You're
audience.
even
Yeah.
better at it.
I can either give 1 to myself or 1 to
Yeah,
Lawrence.
okay.
Veteran.
No, kid's veteran.
Nice.
Put the dude
Yeah.
over. That's pretty
And
nice.
I don't know, do I have to roll anything or give you momentum to beat the crap out of him after the match? I'm just gonna, you know.
Unless you're trying to work real stiff,
No.
per se, I would say that you're probably trying to work the audience
Okay.
in this case.
So it's going to be a, actually what I'd love to do as kind of a send the audience home happy part of this is, so I'm going to, you know, throw you on the ground, punch you in the face, couple you're already on the ground, punch you in the face a couple times, throw you out of the ring on the ramp side, and then Vengeance is going to pick you up into a powerbomb like he's doing it to the turnbuckle on the outside. At which point you counter into a Hurricane Rana and throw Vengeance into the turnbuckle. So both of you are now kind of lying out on the outside, but Sanguine gets up to his feet and kind of walks away, which I'm going to say is my put over move.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's a plus work. That is a, let's see, 6, 7. Okay, so one of us gains an audience and one of us loses an audience, your choice. Oh, wait. No, I don't have momentum to spend to get that to a 10.
Can I give you some of mine?
No, unfortunately you can't, and I already used mine.
Yep.
What is your audience at?
2. We're both 2.
We're both at 2.
That's not so bad. No one gets fired.
Well, yeah.
That would suck.
It would suck.
You beat him so bad on the previous
I beat him out of the show.
Okay. For now,
Ron's
I will
on
take
fire,
your
bro.
audience.
Okay, so I'm down to 1.
Ron can't be fired.
Oh, just an exchange.
Hashtag
Well, no, I gave
I
1.
mean, champ. Hashtag
Yeah.
champ.
Or other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See someone over here started a double dragon.
Okay. So.
I mean, you're in the audience right now.
Rutger's in
legit,
the
so.
audience.
Yeah.
Okay. So that goes down. Sanguine does the Hurricane Rana. Kind of staggers away. Staggers over to his wrapped, broken sword. Picks it up.
Oh my god, you're gonna fix the
He's gonna
fucking
figure
thing.
it, yeah.
And
What's
pulls
he gonna
the
do?
whole sword out.
He pulled the whole sword out.
Like
The
not
other
broken.
half is.
Amazing.
I don't know where the other half went, but he pulled the whole sword. Oh, that's the whole damn thing. Oh my god.
It's attached. My God.
It's a
Maybe he had 2.
But wouldn't they
He's
have both broken
Jesus.
under there?
He's Jesus.
No, he is
So, yeah.
Jesus. That would work. He
That's what
is
I said.
Jesus.
That's
Yeah.
what I did.
So yeah, he
And
holds
he's-
he holds the previously broken but apparently whole sword up, and you know, cause that's him.
Because he's Sanguine Arcane.
And
That was
he
some real
Stephanie
magic.
agrees.
yes, and he slams it point down next to Vengeance's face and walks out.
We are going to have to pay for that floor repair.
Insurance premiums.
Nice. And then walk out.
Yes.
Okay. So, after that, that's the last recap from last week. He said opening the wrong app.
What about
Having closed the wrong app. So, actually, I think it was
Crawl out
fine.
as the lights go out.
I didn't
Yeah.
get one.
I'm selling.
I went to
Yeah, we
commercial
cut
break.
away. There we go. So we cut away, and Dan. It cuts back to Dan and Lance for a minute, and Dan goes, "Phew, "That was a pretty amazing match. We really saw some interesting work from both Vengeance and Sanguine Arcane, but Vengeance ultimately comes out with the victory. We're going to be back in just a moment, but first, let's go ahead and introduce you to what's coming up next. Next up is going to be the match for the AAW Championship, featuring Marcus Smart and champion the Real Deal Steele, going at it in what has really been an interesting lead-up. For more, let's actually go ahead and check in with the champ, who's getting ready for the match backstage. Meanwhile, people are frantically
Quick,
running out to
something.
try and fix the mat, like
It's good.
the developmental
Oh,
wrestlers
no, it's not how I
from Ace Alley. They're just like, oh god, because the mat is now punctured with like a sword sticking out of it.
Oh,
It's
it was the floor outside the.
Yeah. The
The floor outside the ring. They're attempting to like get the sword out and like make sure that the floor looks okay. There's like, it turns out there's like a piece of fake floor that they actually installed.
It's like
there.
rubber mat. Yeah.
Yeah, where like nobody's looking. They're just like, okay, real quick. And meanwhile, we cut to the back where Tom like cuts into frame at the last possible inch. Like, right. Right. And like we're standing like 15 feet from Gorilla. At this point. Like you're getting ready. You're getting ready to go up. What's Ron doing as far as getting ready before the match?
Ron's basically just standing there, looking over at his belt with a slightly worried face. As he sees Tom approach, his eyes kind of light up, and he goes, "Hey, you want a shot at the title? Look, no offense, man, but I will still fight Marcus. But if you want to top, you can take this title right now. I mean, you can't, because you can't beat me, because obviously I'm the greatest fighter like in all of history. But like you could have a shot. Wouldn't you like a shot? I mean, I can get ref.
Wait, no, it's alright. It's alright.
That's fine, Dale. You're kind of a ref too.
No,
Come on,
wait,
Dale.
Ron,
Why are you giving me that finger?
Ron.
Yeah.
Ron, I was just going to ask you how you're feeling before your match.
Oh, I'm invincible. I'm an unstoppable force. I mean, most fightingest champion, obviously. I fight so hard that none of these guys here will let me fight so hard. Like I gotta hold back because they won't let me do all the fighting I want to do. Did you know I tried to put an ad up on Craigslist to get people to fight me for the belt? And Ace was all like, "No, you can't do that. It's an unsanctioned match." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it'd be for the title." He's like,
"Please put that ad on Craigslist immediately."
I'm not paying for an ad on Craigslist. Fuck off. So that's basically what I'm saying. He said, "Go to hell." He said, "Go to hell." Like that's for Lance.
almost slipped out. That was great.
You don't say go to hell to Ron, the real deal Steele, the champ, the AAW, the Ace Alley Wrestling Champion. Did you see this belt?
Yeah, I see the belt.
Isn't this an amazing belt that I have because I'm the greatest?
It's a really good belt.
There was no ice cream in that.
I am the greatest.
Just regular motion.
Yeah.
But you want to fight me for it, right?
I've got to get back outside before your match. We just wanted to check in with you and
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win.
I wonder how these croissants
Go to hell, Ron.
Clap.
I blame cats.
Right. Good luck on your match tonight.
I won't need it because I'm invincible.
Right. Tom slowly leaves, leaving the we fade out on the image of Ron getting ready for the match again.
We gotta go to hell, Ron.
Yeah. Go to hell,
Ron needs a Hurricane Invincible.
Oh. Yes. Okay.
That is a move that is always countered.
We cut back and Dan now looks a little bit more worried than before. So as you can see, Ron Steele is absolutely ready for this match. Let's go ahead and let's talk about how we got to this point with Marcus Smart as your #1 contender facing Ron Steele for the belt. So describe to me what the video package for this feud looks like.
So I think the video package would start with the roll-up on Vengeance at insert pay-per-view here.
Yep. Insert PPV name here.
Ron, the real deal, Steele's your champion! And just the voiceover.
The crowd is freaking out,
And
how? Ron the Real Deal Steele has just won a fatal 4-way for the AAW Championship.
Then Vengeance punches him out, spikes the belt.
Vengeance with the belt!
I can take this belt whenever I want, says Vengeance. Anytime. At my luxury. Chair shot #1. Oh no, he wins by DQ. Chair shot #2. Wow, he's still winning by DQ. I don't know if he can actually fight his own matches.
Ron the Real Deal Steele is still your champion.
And then I think at that
Then
point...
Thanks to Vengeance.
Steele, your champion.
It's your train, man.
I imagine something's in Marcus going, look, this guy's a clown.
So actually, I'm thinking my first promo about your championship cuts in at that point over you winning again and again, and it says, Ron Steele and Vengeance have disgraced this title.
Three chair shots of Vengeance.
Yeah.
DQing Ron for matches.
One of them against Marcus.
Yep. Yeah, including the one of me of Vengeance has me and Ron on the floor just hammering both of us with chairs.
Meanwhile, Ron's selling the shit out of it, and Marcus just Yeah. Alright, so he's not a real champ. And you'll hear like murmurs from the crowd, does he even know how to fight? Like, I don't know if he can do it.
What
is
is
it?
You like cut the crowd shot through it and be
I
like,
can't believe this guy's, how is he the champion? And then it goes to Eternal Rival. And it shows Ron doing the it shows Ron doing the shooting star press off the turnbuckle through the table. Oh my god!
Shooting star press.
The second
shooting star press.
Then it goes back to the
5
beginning of the match where it's where they go backwards through the window into the pool.
Right.
And then it goes all the way back to the end of the match. This is
Whoa, that's the hardest part of the pool.
Then it goes back to the end of the match with the deal breaker being landed, the double brain buster for the 1, 2, 3. Wow, that was a convincing and powerful victory between two great fighters. These guys, Ron really showed us something tonight. And then the next, then it's a promo of Ron going, look, I will fight anyone at any time. Anytime! Anytime you guys will let me, I will do it!
I am your fighting champion!
And then I think at that point it then cuts to Marcus winning the #1 contender.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it cuts to Marcus and Vengeance fighting. And Marcus's win there was literally like Vengeance had him all set up for the break from society. And someone in the audience actually threw garbage into the ring and hit Vengeance in the back of the head with it. And Vengeance turns around, and by the time he turns back around to set up, Marcus is charging at him for the smart bomb and just nails him with it and gets the 1, 2, 3, does the section 14 thing. And then you start hearing more of Marcus's promos, and like it cuts here and there. You see Marcus like in the back talking and ranting, clearly angry, but it's also dubbed over. Marcus repeatedly beating the crap out of Ron in various matches. Like, there's the match we had at Eternal Rival where I just super kicked you like 4 times.
Oh yeah,
a lot more than 4 times, but yeah.
The beginning promo of our the beginning intro of our show actually has a little segment cut out of Marcus landing the smart bomb on Ron.
Yep. Yeah, and then and like. It's just going through Marcus's old promos talking about, this man is a fraud propped up by a corrupt backstage institution. The real fans don't want to see this. And then meanwhile, like, Marcus is just executing move after move on Ron, beating up Vengeance, attacking Anita. And
eyes.
Exactly. And it's all, like, it periodically does show him doing the cheap shot, but it's all just Marcus being dominant, but clearly dominant via dirty tactics the whole time. So, and then it ends, I'm picturing, if we're okay going to the go home of the video package, it ends with the match we had at the last TV taping, where I pinned you, specifically.
In the tag match?
Yeah, where it was, I pinned you, again, because the ref was totally distracted, and so it shows, like, Anita, like bellowing at the ref to pay attention while the audience is going into business for themselves and distracting the ref. And I go to hit you with the smart bomb, and as I'm hitting you with the smart bomb, Tom has dubbed in me going, like, Section 14's voice will be heard. And we go, 1, 2, 3. And then it cuts to me doing the promo, and says, and their VIP will be the loudest of all. And it fades to black.
It's perfect.
Video
it has to start with the why, and now it ends with the how come.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
as we fade back in, the bells ring, ding, 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 and the music hits for Marcus Smart.
Okay, so Marcus Smart's music hits. Marcus Smart.
Probably need camera control.
Marcus Smart is like has like a lo-fi like industrial metal music that plays. And so the music starts and everyone's kind of looking around for him, and of course a camera is on section 14 as a door in the back of with the Wayward Inn opens and Marcus comes and the door opens and normally Marcus walks through doing the section 14, and this time no, instead he is being carried on the shoulders of 2 people in section 14 shirts. Just do it except they're 2 developmental plants. Yeah. Just doing this, all of section 14 is cheering, everyone else is booing for him.
Section 14.
14 sucks!
And he gets carried to the back of section 14 and then proceeds to just start walking along the hands and shoulders of section 14 heading to the ring. They've got exactly enough developmental plans and that they're supporting him so that nobody actually drops Marcus on his way to the ring.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, I keep almost going to a real fan, and they're like, no, over here. Yeah, and I get up to the ring, I get on the apron, I look out at the audience, I do the Section 14 thing at my section again, and then he backflips backwards over the ropes and lands. He's, of course, wearing that sleeveless leather hooded jacket that every indie guy wears. And lands and pulls back the hood, does the gesture one more time, and then takes off the vest and throws it to a plant in Section 14 who kind of just, throws it away in disgust to reinforce that he's a heel. And then just stands there and starts kind of warming up in his corner.
So that carries on from mine. There's a moment where they kind of let the crowd run with the Section 14 sucks back and forth, and that goes on for a little bit. And then finally, as it starts to die down, they go ahead and they hit the music for Ron Steele. By the way, it has music.
Oh my god. I still don't know why it said come here a little while in your intro.
Because it needed to be hard, but totally isn't.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. So, Ron Steele's entrance.
You need the laugh.
Uh,
Two guys run out from the back holding sparklers, running up and down the ramp along both sides, as Ron kicks open the back gate, belt draped over his shoulder, arm in the air.
Of course he air guitars for himself.
Then he just saunters to the ring, slapping hands with the fans who are put out, except for Section 14, who he firmly gives an unfriendly glare at, but they're mostly developmental guys, so who cares? Climbs into the ring, looks at Marcus, nods, points to the belt, and just kind of it's weird. It kind of looks like he's saying, "You're gonna take this from me, right?"
Take the belt. Take the belt.
And Marcus, of course,
Take the belt.
like every wrestler everywhere, goes,
Ron.
So
And then Ron-
the discount double check is what you're
Yeah.
So Ron
this is the classic wrestling, I'm taking your belt.
Yep. To me,
Yeah,
it's
the
a
discount double check.
But it is the discount double check.
Hey, Rogers!
He then hands the belt off to the referee, as he's supposed to with every match that he's in that's sanctioned for this belt, and turns back to the crowd with his, not looking at Marcus, hoping that a cheap shot will end this quickly.
And Marcus is actually just leaning against the ropes in his corner, kind of chewing the piece of gum that every heel comes in chewing for whatever reason, and just kind of
I look
smirking at him.
disaffected.
Yeah.
That's an easy way to tell. Good.
Yep.
They also do it so when you kick them in the face at some point, they can spit out the gum and it looks like they lost a tooth. Yeah, it's...
Yeah. The ref takes the belt, nods to Ron, walks over to Marcus, holds the belt out to him for a moment,
He just pats it real quick.
takes it, and then hands it off to somebody outside of the ring. Meanwhile, Tom grabs the mic and gets into the center. The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
One fall!
And it's for the Ace Alley Wrestling Championship.
Ron can lose!
First, the challenger. Where's Marcus built from again?
Marcus is billed from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
That's right. First, the challenger from Grand Rapids, Michigan, the VIP of Section 14, Marcus Smart.
Section
14 sucks.
Section 14.
14 sucks!
And the champion, hailing from Hillsboro, Missouri. He is the Ace Alley Wrestling Championship belt holder, Ron the Real Deal Steele.
Lose! Yeah!
Real deal question mark. Real deal question mark.
Real deal, question mark!
Real deal question mark.
Real deal, Bill Marks!
Unreal Deal. What?
That deal is unreal, man.
So then Tom hurriedly rolls out of the ring and jogs over to where the belt position is, which is why the ref of course takes a minute to make sure the two of you aren't attacking each other in the ring. Is Tom there yet? Is Tom there yet? Is Tom there yet? Ring the bell! Ding ding ding! And we'll go
God,
ahead.
I'm the face.
Yeah, you are.
Start.
Okay, well, I know how this starts. So,
Handshake.
no, God no. done with
Yeah.
handshakes.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't.
We're gonna sort this out really quickly. I need. Okay, I'm just gonna. Who wants to do Lance? I need a
Lance it
Lance.
up, I haven't yet.
Lance. All right. In that case, I'm gonna need.
I don't-
Maybe.
I don't know enough about wrestling, but
That's okay
Just say
because
not stupid things.
okay.
Also,
I'll
I will
make
name all
sense
my moves, so just yell out the move I just did. You'll get
look
it.
here's look at the power on display there.
I don't understand. He's not going for the deadly handshake. It's been so deadly all night, deadly.
I was gonna say, Greg.
You sure said it,
He
Lance.
comes out like this, and it's like, why is he doing 41?
41. What's that?
I wonder
mean?
if his friends at 14 are really upset
I
about
thought he
that.
was in like his 30s.
All right, so the match starts off. Ron has his back turned as the referee calls the bell, and Marcus, being the smart person that he is, just immediately charges and no,
Oh no.
just runs and grabs Ron by the back of the head and smashes it into the turnbuckle with a running smash. And just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14!
And meanwhile, the ref is standing there going, 1, 2, the slowest 5
So,
count.
the number 14 spikes Ron's head, and he just pops up off the mat, and lands backwards on the mat, and Marcus just kind of walks over and gently places a foot on Ron's chest. 1, 2, he takes his foot off. I'm not done with you yet.
So, I'm
Wait,
not
was
done
that
with you
free?
yet.
Dan, was that free? Dan, was that free? I couldn't tell. Was that free, Dan?
Nope.
Just begins stomping on Ron's face. Just one boot after another. This one will not count to 14.
Right.
That seems like it's been played already.
Yeah.
Crowd tries.
The crowd tries. 1! It gets to like 7 before he gets tired of stomping and picks them up.
I think we're seeing the thing we saw with Ty Dillinger at the house show, where just every time they say they count, they go 14.
Picks Ron up and just like quickly puts him into a snap DDT. Just
Right.
drops him back to the mat. Walks him around a little bit, just stalking his prey as Ron looks like he's stumbling and trying to get up, and as Ron gets to all fours, just a sharp kick to the ribs. Just knocks Ron over, and Ron tries to roll out of the ring, but Marcus, no, this is not that easy. Grabs Ron's arm and just drags him back into the center of the ring, and then becomes stomping on the arm. Ron, oh god, getting stomped so hard, winds up like getting a flash of momentum and grabs the other leg that isn't stomping him and pulls it out from under Marcus. Ron,
He just kicked his leg out of his leg.
he didn't use a.
That was no kick out I've ever seen, Lance.
Ron quickly gets to his feet and rolls Marcus over and begins putting on like a modified ankle lock where his knee is on the back of Marcus's thigh, just pulling up on the knee and ankle. Just real slow.
Yeah.
Just like slowing the match down. Just like, oh,
Trying to control
so
the tempo
comfortable. Oh. Just holding the leg, like, looking over the crowd like, is this what you want? I mean, I'm the best! So he slams the leg down, and Marcus rolls and grabs his leg. So Ron goes for the other leg and does the same thing again! Oh no! Just, I'm holding your leg! I'm holding your leg! The crowd is actually starting to get
work extra hard to sell it because it's actually like quite comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Ron,
like
the
really
champ's
stretch.
really taking his time with this match.
And yeah, Marcus is of course doing the full heel, like hands on his head, hands on the mat, like shaking his head. Shaking, like,
The referee-
reaching for that row.
The
reaching
referee's,
for this
the
row.
referee's vaguely like, hey, are you gonna be okay? Ron, really? This early? Are you stupid? Ron just gets irritated.
Do you want to give up? No.
Ron's like, ask him! Ask him!
Do you want to give up? No.
Marcus winds up rolling over onto his back and just jabbing Ron in the eyes.
Yep.
Oh no! Ron stumbles backwards for to give Marcus enough time to get to his feet and just like not taking too many steps, like maybe 2
Yeah.
into a diving spear to just like just put both of you back on the ground.
Right. So that's you. That's you spearing me.
No, that's you spearing me.
Okay. Cool.
Just bam.
Okay, I'm going to
Yeah, I know.
do a thing that usually works well and have you roll work for that.
That's a 9. Yeah.
I thought that was the double ones.
Wait, how do I
No.
have more work than you? Okay.
Oh, it's an 8. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, still you hit.
Still, yeah.
Even so.
So
Okay.
I will take the 2 momentum.
With
One.
1 momentum.
8, that's take 1 momentum and give control.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. So you give me control.
This
Yeah,
is
I
a
do the
team-
diving spear.
This is a team game.
And then spear 1, you kick out at 1, and I do again the heel, hands on thighs, like. So I get up real quick, wait for you to get up, and just super kick to the face.
Ron drops like a rock, I bet.
Yeah. Super kick to the face.
Like a stiff board.
I run to the ropes to Marcus runs to the ropes to get some momentum, does the jump over you to keep building momentum. Ron sits up and Marcus goes for one of his standing 2-count spots, which is I come through with a shining wizard
Oh,
to
God.
put you down, and then springboard corkscrew moonsault back onto you for the 2
Oh,
count.
God.
Flap.
And you just raise your hand when you want me to actually roll.
Right.
But so I do that, and as always with that move, you kick out at 2. It's just an impressive move to fire the crowd out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Blue Thunder Bomb.